This is a video diary of sorts. Okay, it is a Saturday when I'm recording this, and I've been playing some Hytale. It's been pretty relaxing. I've been playing a lot of Warframe lately, and you know what? I wanted kind of a change of pace, and this is the flavor of the month, so here we are. So here we are. Ideally, you can't hear it in the background, but I also got a Grimmy stream on. She streams like super early like this, so something to just kind of keep me occupied in the background, I guess. Uh, oh god, everything is a void. Okay, there we go. As you can see, I haven't gotten very far. I'm gonna turn Grimmy down a little bit. Hold on. Grimmy is probably one of my favorite, like, VTubers out there, if I'm being honest. For a couple reasons. I mean, one, she's very funny. Very funny. For two, why am I lagging so much? Is it because it doesn't like all the programs open right now? Why do I need online stuff to play this game? So like an offline mode. Uh, I guess not. Okay, there we go. It sort of resolved itself? No. Maybe we just turn the graphics down a little bit. Maybe that'll help. We'll turn the graphics down to medium. Maybe that'll work. Good enough. Anyway, what was I saying? Alright. Grimmy is probably one of my favorite VTubers out there. One, she's very funny. Two, she does some voice acting, which I adore. I love doing voices. It's one of my favorite things to do, like, period. And she's a big inspiration on that front. And three, she doesn't enjoy social blood sports. Now, what do I mean by that? You may not have, like, heard that phrase before, because, I don't know, maybe I made it up. Anyway, point is, social blood sports is like, when people go on witch hunts online, you know, when somebody, like, trips and does something stupid, or hateful, or what have you. And essentially everybody, like, decides to take out their collective frustration with the state of the world upon them, and visit, hell upon them, essentially. So, you know, things like how Bao got cancelled as kind of like social blood sports. How, what was another good example? Cinder, how Cinder got cancelled. Yeah, what she did was shitty, but, like, people need to let that go, dude. Like, holy shit. People moved on from that. Like, everybody involved has moved on from that. Anyway, I think oftentimes we tend to view ourselves just, like, as some kind of judge, jury, and executioner for the world, you know? Or at least that small piece of the world that we can have some kind of control over. And I don't think that's very, like, healthy. It's definitely not healthy. Let's do some definitives here. It's definitely not healthy to view ourselves as, like, the judge, jury, and executioner of, like, anyone who happens to slip up. And I do think we could all spare a little more grace towards people. You know, obviously people need to, you know, be aware that they've fucked up if they've fucked up. Like, don't get me wrong on that point. But we treat some of these infractions as if they are punishable by the death penalty. As if the only, like, outcome we'll accept is them vanishing forever, as if via guillotine or electric chair. And that seems wrong to me. I don't know, maybe I just have some basic empathy for people or something. Anyway, it's my general belief that you just shouldn't treat people like shit. I mean, obviously, a lot of these sort of, a lot of these sort of situations come about because someone has treated someone else like shit. You know, I mean, there is that. But I don't think that it's... I think we take it too far a lot of the time. I think we take it too far a lot of the time. And most people... There's a lot of people who are just out there to find somebody to torture, you know? Because the world is such a shitty, stressful place that we really want to find something that we can affect. And internet justice is like one of those things that, hey, anybody with a vicious enough personality can, like, take part in. You know? And therein is the issue. See, it's not right. It's very... It's just... We embrace cruelty in a way that's not healthy or useful. Now, whether cruelty can ever be useful is maybe another conversation entirely, but it's just feeding our most savage impulses to, I don't know, basically deal with the stressors that we're dealing with. Anyway, the internet is still the wild, wild west, and though there are being attempts made to domesticate it and civilize it, well, it's of course debatable if that's even going to be, like, helpful. However, I do think, and this is going to be my wildest take yet, I do think that if we were able to trust our government in any capacity, which we aren't able to trust our government in, like, any capacity whatsoever. But if we could trust they wouldn't use the internet to, you know, basically feed information to Israeli spies to get people, like, fired and canceled for speaking out against genocide, for example. Very specific. Then I think having everybody registered online would be a great idea. I think it'd be a wonderful idea. Because you could actually finally hold, like, some freaks and weirdos to account. And by freaks and weirdos, I mean these crusading, self-righteous little assholes who get off on torturing people online, essentially. These people who do definite wrongs against other human beings. And of course, naturally I'm talking about, you know, these weird, like, hate brigades and other crazy nonsense like that. It's just... It makes everything so, like, vicious and vile, you know? Nobody is able to be held to account unless they're very, very public-facing. Again, like, you know, some VTubers, like Cinder and Bauer, the ones that I really, like, know about, because that's, like, the scene I'm in, you know? I'm sure there's plenty others that are, you know, in, like, the normal streamer spaces that face this sort of thing. Or even, like, innocent creators, like Iron Mouse, who really was just, like, intimidated by some nuisance streamers asking what she looked like. And apparently rightfully so, given that their little shitling fans have decided to torment this disabled girl who's raised over $2 million for the Immunodeficiency Foundation because of her amazing community. You really had to be a sort of, like, disgusting little psycho shit to get any kind of, like, pleasure out of tormenting Iron Mouse, or, like, attempting to, you know, harass her. And I hope that the people who have been doing it get, like, caught and legally prosecuted. Though it may be more trouble than it's worth for Iron Mouse to do so. Guess it's up to her, huh? Okay. Trying to figure out which sounds are from the game and which sounds are from the Grimmy stream I have in the background. Anyway. But yeah, social blood sports, they're wrong. And though it's very tempting to engage in them, though it's, the world is very stressful and we want any, like, means to take back that power that we feel we've just don't have anymore, it is still just wrong to treat people like that. Like, no matter what you may feel about a person, it's still wrong to treat them like a subhuman piece of garbage. Now, I'm probably a huge hypocrite, actually, on that front, because, ooh, there are some people that, I would have a very hard time justifying treating them like, oh, fuck, shit, a person. Anyway, basically any Zionist online, I would have a very, very difficult time talking with them like a civilized human being. Because their ideology is utterly vile. Same for a neo-Nazi, actually, now I think about it. But I'm talking about normal people. I'm talking about normal-ass people. Again, people like Iron Mouse, or Bao, or even Cinder. These people who just got, like, who became targets for public torture. Anyway, that's mostly what I mean. I hope that makes sense. This is just a dead-end tunnel. Okay. I like that you can kinda... I like how you can just kind of climb up a step or two, if needed, in this game. Like, the little, like, ledge hang is pretty nice. Anyway. Every day I'm trying to be, like, a kinder person. I don't necessarily know that it always works. Or that I'm always, like, achieving that goal. But I am trying a little bit. Because I have been rather cruel in the past. And it's something I'm deeply ashamed of. That my own callousness has really made a lot of people's lives worse. Have I ruined anyone's lives? I think that's probably debatable. But I've definitely treated people like crap. And I think that's enough to, like, feel a sense of shame, I think that's probably enough to feel a sense of shame. For example, I don't always get along with my father. Because we both get our news from very, very different sources. And you know what I mean by that. And though my father is a very innocent, just, and reasonable person, he's been convinced of certain things that just aren't true. And I have been very, 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 like, mean-spirited in, like, responding to this stuff. Because, again, like, these are very crazy, stressful times, right? Not that it's not the excuse, like, I'm actually making the opposite of an excuse here. I'm giving, like, a sort of reason for what I'm doing. But yeah. And, even though I love my father, I was very, very cruel to him. Because he did not have my exact position. And that's completely wrong-headed to do. Treating people with that sort of cruelty is, it's, like I said, it's just wrong. Especially family. Especially family. Which is why I don't like these people who engage in performative cruelty. And I think you might be able to, like, intuit what I mean by performative cruelty. But in case you can't, it's where you just sort of, like, it's where you do something, like, kind of vile, to virtue signal. So by intentionally, like, treating somebody like shit to virtue signal that you're on the right side, that you have the right ideology. It's a terrible thing. And it's something leftists do a lot. You know, though they tend to have more high-minded ideals, leftists absolutely engage in performative cruelty as much, if not more, than... maybe not more than right-wingers, but you know what I mean. It looks ugly no matter who does it, is maybe the point I'm trying to get at here. It looks ugly no matter who engages in it. I like how these caves aren't completely dark. It's kind of nice. Bunch of boom shrooms and skeletons. Still trying to determine which is a Grimmy stream noise and which is an in-game noise. She's so funny. Always play test your game with a Grimmy. Sorry, I should probably not make a bunch of, like, references to her stream while I'm recording. It's just very funny, though. She's a very funny lady. Damn it. Why is this... Anyway. Anyway, point I've been getting at. Don't be cruel. At least, you know, make an effort to not be. Okay. More iron. Ow, fuck, shit. Okay. Boom shrooms do that, apparently. I see. Oh, these are slabs. That's why it's being weird. Okay. Something I'm enjoying about Hytale is that it's more high fantasy than, say, Minecraft. Well, Minecraft, you have, like, swords and other nonsense, you know, other, like, sort of fantasy-adjacent things. What you do not have is the same sort of whimsy as this game has. This game isn't particularly scary, and, like, you know, maybe I'll eat those words if something, like, startling comes out of me at the tunnels. But, you know, for now, at least, it's not very scary. Even here, deep underground. There's some semi-spooky music, but, yeah, that's about it. Let's see, where do I want to go? Anyway, try not to be mean to people, I guess, is maybe the gist of what I'm saying this morning. Try not to be mean to people. We're all carrying our own wild traumas and terrible happenings, and all dealing with the same shit show in our own ways. You know? There's no point being cruel to other people, especially not for social points. Especially not for social points. Because the internet is not real. And it's becoming less real every day with the advent of, like, AI bullshit. So, don't be... There's no point in being cruel to people online, really. You know, stick by your guns, make statements, sure. But I would avoid being cruel to people. And if people are out there trying to waste your time with anger, well, I should hope we all know what to do by now about that. Oh, hello. Interesting. Interesting. I've finally found evil things. Is that a two-headed skeleton? It's two skulls, anyway. Very interesting, very interesting. Kinda want to fight those guys. Maybe carefully. There we go. No, there's one more skeleton over here. Okay. Cool. Cool. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Plant fiber, huh? Maybe we need the scissors for these. We're finally getting iron, though. Just took reaching the magma layer with all these skeletons. Volcanic cobble. Much tougher stone. Definitely going to need to upgrade our tools here. We're going to make any more progress. Now I need to go get some more torches as well. What time is it, by the way? It's getting close to time to leave. Yeah, we'll probably just head back to the surface after we finish mining out this vein. And then we'll probably close out this video diary entry. Okay, there we go. That's the vein mined out. Let's go back up here. Oh my. That's a bunch of lava creatures that we're not going to fuck with. Now let's make our way back to the surface. So yeah, we do not need to fight lava creatures. Okay. This is an interesting delve, though. Discovered something new. There we go. Well, at least the difficult geography will make it hard for other things to follow me, presumably. Okay, and then from here we go this way? Maybe. Maybe not. Up here? Or down here? No. How do I get back to the surface? Maybe it is up here. Maybe it is up here. Yeah, this looks more familiar. All these boom shroom areas look very similar, so... There's one in particular I'm looking for that has a very distinct slope to it. Oh, sweet Jesus. But evidently this was not it. Oh, lordy. Is this where I came from? Curse my trailblazing. We will find the exit eventually. Probably, maybe, if we're lucky. Ah, here we go. There it is. See, that wasn't too hard. And there we are. Okay. Now set charcoal to work. Probably need more wood than that. But hey, we got a good start. We got a good start. Essence of fire. Alright, let's put this on there, and then let's grab. Okay. This is where I got my plants and whatnot. This is where I have miscellaneous garbage and food. Cinder cloth, huh? What you gonna do? Okay, cool. But yeah, I think that's where we're gonna close it out for today. I'll see you next time.